Hey bro, so you've obviously wanted to improve your life, that's why you're watching this video. And you might have, tried to start, and there's just so many guides out there that, or just people that tell you like bits and pieces, drips and drabs, and you're not really sure like what actually works. So this is the intro to my guide to be the best version of yourself. So you might currently be drinking like way too much alcohol, and you might not admit to yourself that you're actually an alcoholic. This happened to me. You might be recovering from like a terrifying life of getting those crashes from meth, and just getting paranoid, but not the weed paranoid, just like you just feel like scared in life and you're just not sure, like you're addicted to it, but everything just isn't seeming to go in your way. Or you might be bored and playing video games, something that's hyper stimulating, and you're just wasting your time doing that. You might be also just inundated with all this bullshit, and like overwhelmed with life, and you've got all these stresses in life and you're not really sure what to do. Okay, so here's how to get better, and then get better, get better, get better, get better, to eventually thinking of yourself like have an epiphany, or just this amazing feeling when you realize that, holy shit, I actually like my life. Okay, so bro, step one, you have to schedule your days. So I use Google Calendar. I find it pretty convenient because you can schedule one day and then copy everything from that first day to every other day. So make sure when you do your schedule, do it to how you want your day to turn out, so the next day, and actually stick to it. So it's very important. So just pause the video and go schedule like tomorrow, just to start with, and make it how you want to turn it out. So do probably every hour, or if you want to get really specific, you do half an hour. Sometimes because of my work times, I really have to ease out, squeeze out those minutes. Okay, so pause a bit and schedule your day, your next day. Okay, now step 2 is to schedule these into your next day. So first one is meditation. Just choose, when you're starting out, just choose your favourite form of meditation and go with what you're comfortable with. I mean, I know when I first started meditating, I couldn't meditate for more than a couple of minutes. My mind just kept wandering. It's pretty amazing because, if you keep doing it, you really can build up to quite a high amount. So I remember I had my mobile set an alarm for me to meditate half an hour, and it was under my bed sheets, and I didn't hear it go off, and I ended up meditating for an hour and 20 minutes. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, we've got reading is another thing you need to add to your schedule. So just choose your favourite book. It can be an audio book. There's plenty of great ones on YouTube, and just schedule a time in. You can start with whatever you're comfortable with, like 5 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes isn't too bad, and you will find it, if you're actually reading like books, you will find it, and even audiobooks as well, you'll find it hard to concentrate if you haven't been reading a lot. And if you're reading a book, use your finger just to go across the lines, because it really speeds up your comprehension and reading. So it's just baby steps, and just find a book you're comfortable with. If there's one I can recommend to you, which is a great self-help book, just in general for everyone, is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's probably my most favourite book, and I do read it every day. And then number 3 is what you're going to add to your schedule, is exercise. So this can be anything from doing like a few minutes of cardio, or just doing some push-ups, just baby steps, just to get yourself into the habit of doing the good habits, basically. So just pause the video and then schedule these in for your next day. So, if you're just scheduling 3 minutes each, it's only 9 minutes, so just find the time tomorrow just to start with the 9 minutes of goodness. Okay, bro, so we're up to step 3 now. So this is where you're just going to be scheduling a few minutes for letters of gratitude and gratitude journaling. So basically what this is you just get a pen and paper. I use a notepad, and then for the gratitude journaling, I just put today's date. So they say 23rd of March. Oh, it's probably not that date today. It was the 26th of March 2023, Sunday. And then just write, what do I feel grateful for? And then just put number 1, I feel grateful for my break at work. I get to record videos on my break at work. Number 2, my healthy meal today that didn't contain any sugar or any processed food and just tastes amazing. And number 3, I love the cool weather today. Thank you, Mother Nature. So just basically gratitude, right? And then letters of gratitude is when you have a person in mind that you want to feel grateful for what they've done, and then you just write like, to Mum, thank you for looking after my kids this afternoon. I know it's been tough and they can give you a hard time, but I really appreciate your help. I couldn't work without it. Thank you so much. Or to Dad, thanks for offering me to buy me an electric bike. It's a lot of money and I appreciate the thoughts. Thank you, Dad. So pretty simple stuff. And I think that's probably, all of that would be enough for the gratitude journaling. So now we're up to step 4. So now we have to make a few changes in your life. So the first one is your diet. Well, it's actually quite a bit in your diet. So sugar, you need to be cutting out all the processed sugar. So sugar actually makes you hungrier, and because it suppresses some lectin or something. I'm not sure if the exact name of it. I think it's a hormone, but it basically stops you from feeling full. So that's not good. So you want to be cutting out the processed sugar, and also you get those massive spikes of energy. So you'll get like a massive high for an hour or so, and then you just come crashing down. And that inconsistency, can cause you to your mood just to swing, and it's like a mild form of depression almost. So you really want to be eliminating that processed sugar and just get your sugar from fruit, the natural sugar. I find that I can eat a kilo of bananas and do a workout and I'd still feel pretty good. Not that I'm telling you to eat a kilo of bananas. Probably don't do that. Maybe, half a kilo is probably enough. But you obviously need to listen to your own body as well. Okay, and you need to also be eating the best food you can get. So, back to the sugar. It also makes foods that are extremely healthy taste terrible, absolutely terrible. So if you cut out sugar like I have, I can eat raw broccoli, just steamed, like 4 minutes in the microwave, and I'm perfectly fine eating it like that, which if I was eating sugar, I'd know I would be, I'd be chasing something with sugar in it. You get those cravings, and I think cocaine, they say sugar is as addictive as cocaine, and that's probably not too far from the truth. Okay, so now there's a second part of the diet, which is you have to eat the best foods you can get. So that means eating all the base ingredients. So fruit and veg, meat, as long as it's just straight out of the butcher, nothing in the meat, like sweeteners or artificial flavors and things that you're not really too sure what they are. So not natural things, you want to be avoiding that. Eggs is a great one to start eating, because you can mix it up with tomatoes. There's so many recipes that you can make. Healthy foods taste amazing. And then get yourself a great oil to cook with if you want to cook with oil, and I recommend olive oil. Just get a healthy oil, something that's low inflammatory. Yeah, so another couple of simple recipes could be oiled roasted chicken and potatoes, and almonds and oats, or blueberries and oats, apples, blueberries and oats, chili, broccoli, beans with almonds. You can put egg in there as well, and just really mix it up, and you'll sort of open up a whole new world of eating once you cut out the sugar, because that's the main, you really need to cut out sugar, because it's going to make, if you ate the sugar, the healthy foods just taste really bland, and it almost feels like you're eating cardboard. Even though it's healthy, it just tastes like absolute, it tastes terrible. Okay, and another thing, so we've got the diet, which you have to change, and then number 2 is you need to become more masculine. So there's a book called Way of the Superior Man by David Dieter, and in that book he explains how to basically be a masculine man, and how to avoid becoming more feminine, and what would trigger the more feminine side of you, and what would trigger the more masculine side of you, basically. So the main things from that book, if I can just give you the top tips, would be the breathing section. So if you can find the breathing section, which means to basically breathe in the feminine energy while it's around, and then breathe in for your fellow males, and always fill up your chest cavity. I have to work on this. I mean, I'm great when there's people around. It's kind of like you just want to connect with people a bit better. So, and it just doing it around people. If you have anxiety, I mean, I still get a little bit anxious, but when you do that, it just makes them feel like part of you in a way, or just maybe they're like a piece of meat, so it's not scary. It's a very strange connection you feel with people when you do the breathing techniques. So I highly recommend you check that out. And number 3 in the changes, you'll have to do looksmaxxing. So that basically means to be the best version of yourself, because you're selling yourself all the time. So that means to get a nice haircut. Crew cuts are pretty a general male haircut that suits most guys. So get a nice fade if you can. Make sure you're shaving across here so you don't have a monobrow. If you can grow a nice beard and then just shave around the beard, obviously just make yourself look as good as you can. You can get a chain. I only just got this a week ago and I really like it. So if that's your thing, they say if you have darker skin, a gold chain is better. If you have lighter skin, then a silver chain is better. And obviously with your clothes, if you have a nice body, you obviously can wear something nice and tight, and you can, it's completely up to you what you want to wear, but I prefer just wearing tight fitting clothes because it shows off the pecs and the whole body quite nice. I'm actually wearing my work uniform. I didn't like the work uniform, I actually bought my own, so because theirs is like really baggy and looks horrible. And make sure you're trimming your fingernails. Mine are getting a bit long. I need to trim mine, and your toenails. And obviously, it probably goes without saying, but just smell nice, because I've seen and met some like guys that are probably in their 30s and they absolutely stink. Like they've got like a 5 meter radius of odor. It's just so unpleasant and very unattractive. Okay, and then number 4 is the dopamine detox. So you might have heard about it before, but my version, what I've learnt is the dopamine detox that is the best is to literally live the rest of your life without the instant gratifications, or the bad dopamines, which include social media, porn, video games, drugs, alcohol, junk food, and sometimes you'll sort of, we'll probably won't get into that in too much detail, but that's pretty much the main ones that you need to cut out. Okay, and now step 5 is you need to find your purpose. So if you've read The Way of the Superior Man, that's fantastic. It has a section on finding your purpose. Otherwise, basically you will need to strive towards something that is your definition of success. So for example, for me it was Amazon FBA for a while, but I wasn't as advanced as I was now, so if I had all the tools that I've been learning about to do the Amazon FBA business, I'm sure I'd be so much further ahead. And now it's making the YouTube channel, and I've also got another fitness channel, so I'm putting in, this is my purpose currently. It's a bit hard to cram in because I don't have too much time, but I'm doing the best I can, I hope. So this is a great, actually, for self-improvement, it's fantastic, is to help others with self-improvement, which will make yourself more motivated to improve yourself, and that would be making a YouTube channel. And they would also, your followers would hold you accountable, so that's more reinforcement for the self-improvement. So making a self-improvement YouTube channel is self-improvement in itself. Okay, now step 6. Hopefully you've found your purpose, and this is where deep work comes in. So basically in your schedule you will be scheduling blocks of 45 minutes, 1 hour or 1.5 hours. And this basically is time where you are undisturbed, your phone is preferably, best case scenario, switched off. No distractions for, if you're doing an hour and 30 minutes, and just intense focus on what you're doing. So for me it'd be working on the YouTube channel. and the deep work maxes out at 4 hours per day. So you could probably do 1 hour and 30-minute block, another 1 hour and 30-minute block, and then another hour. But usually you can't do more than that unless you're working on a completely different type of work. But it is a skill, so it will take time to develop that intense focus on your purpose. So yeah, just like any skill, the more you do it, the better you get. Now allocate the deep work to your schedule. And there's a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport, if you want to check that out, and he goes through all the details. But basically just allocate blocks, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and 1 hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, and 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, I've got a bonus step here. So this is bonus step 7 is mewing. So that means to keep your tongue on the top of your mouth at all times, and this actually promotes correct posture with your facial structure, and over time it can make yourself more attractive. And also when you're sleeping, tape your mouth shut, because that's a healthy way to be sleeping, especially if you're having trouble sleeping. Obviously there's a lot more if you're having trouble sleeping to fix, but this will sort of incorporate mewing as well, if you can sort of try to mew while you're sleeping. So tape your mouth shut. There's plenty of videos out there, plenty of guides on how to mew, so I might make a video in the future, but for now just follow what the other YouTube guides are out there for it. And there's also sleep, which is related to taping your mouth shut. So are you sleeping enough? I know I am working pretty hard on getting my sleep right up there. So I work night shift at the moment, so it's a little bit of an issue. But there's a great podcast from Dr. Huberman, I think it's Anthony Huberman, on sleep to help optimize your sleep. So check that out, because sleep is so important to improving everything in your life. Okay, so once you've done all those steps for a little while, just gradually increase the time you spend on like meditation, reading and exercise. So maybe just try out the 9 minutes, so 3 minutes meditation, 3 minutes reading, 3 minutes exercise, and then just double it the next week, and then double it next week, and you'll find what works for you. And just build those fantastic habits. You have to start somewhere. So congratulations, if you've completed the video, fantastic. You've obviously have, because you've gotten this far. And your success is on the way, and your journey to the delayed gratification begins. So you've really made an excellent effort to really step up in your life, and there's the best version of you, and you really want to find it. You might have struggled to do it and not really stay on the track. So this is fantastic. So I wish you guys well. I hope you liked, and just sub if you want to see more content from me. So cheers, bro. Peace.